Every year, Malaysians come together to mark moments of profound national significance, days that commemorate the birth and evolution of our sovereign nation. These celebrations, while rooted in history, are vibrant affirmation of our ongoing journey towards a shared and prosperous future. They serve as a powerful reminder of the foresight and dedication of our nation's founders and the collective aspirations of all Malaysians. This vision is underpinned by a bold approach to exploring new sustainable revenue sources, including pioneering efforts in the digital economy, green technology, and high-value industries. This initiative positions Malaysia as a competitive and forward-looking nation on the global stage. As we celebrate our journey in 2025, it is clear that we are not just looking back at our rich history, but also vibrantly affirming our path towards greater unity, sustainable development, and a prosperous future for all Malaysians. It is a testament to our resilience, our multicultural harmony, and our unwavering commitment to the Malaysian way.
Welcome to the second edition of our special program, Sarawak Catalyst for Change, Empowering Progress. Whether you're joining us for the first time or are a familiar face in our community, we are thrilled to have you here with us.
Together, we are about to embark on a remarkable journey exploring how our beloved state of Sarawak is not just charting its own path to prosperity, but it is also a powerful catalyst for change for all of Malaysia. We will discover the innovative strides Sarawak is making towards becoming a developed and prosperous state by 2030, all while championing a future that is economically vibrant, socially inclusive, and environmentally sustainable.
From the heart of Borneo, we will showcase how Sarawak is leading the charge in the green energy revolution, pioneering advancements in hydrogen power and sustainable resource management that align with Malaysia's national commitment to a greener tomorrow. This is a story of how our local wisdom and rich biodiversity are inspiring solutions for global challenges.
Yes, Dewi, this is more than just a story of development. It's a testament to the spirit of our people and our role within the Malaysian family. Mansang,
Sarawak, Mansang. In East Malaysia, a quiet revolution is underway. A land of ancient rainforests and diverse cultures is charting a new course for the future. Sarawak is pioneering a path where economic prosperity and environmental stewardship are not competing interests, but two sides of the same coin. The goal is ambitious: to become a thriving, high-income society and a leader in sustainable development in Southeast Asia by 2030. Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg's Sustainability Blueprint 2030 is at the forefront of this green vision. Launched at the Asia Carbon Conference, the plan details over 100 actionable steps to transform the economy and environment. Sarawak is also driving sustainability in key industries. The state is on track to achieve full Malaysian sustainable palm oil certification by the end of 2025 and is modernizing its agriculture sector with technology. This is a story of tradition meeting technology, ensuring a prosperous, green future for all. The latest figures presented at the 19th Sarawak Legislative Assembly in May 2025 paint a picture not just of stability, but also of remarkable acceleration. In 2024, Sarawak's revenue collection reached an all-time high of 14.187 billion ringgit, a testament to its robust economic management. Looking ahead, the state projects a revenue of 14.2 billion ringgit for 2025.
yes, Dewi, The headline figure, the one that signals a paradigm shift, is the projected injection of 120 billion ringgit into the state's gross domestic product through a bold new energy policy. This marks a calculated leap towards a high-income economy underpinned by the post-COVID development strategy 2030.
While the state celebrates a historic revenue peak in 2024, its gaze is fixed firmly on the horizon. The conversation has shifted from recovery to reinvention. The key to this reinvention? A visionary push into sustainable energy. This isn't just about economic diversification, it's about positioning Sarawak as a leader in the green economy of the 21st century.
We will explore the cutting-edge technologies and the bold policies that are turning Sarawak into a hub of innovation. This is about building a legacy for generations to come, a smarter, greener, and more prosperous Sarawak for all.
For years, the promise of a brighter future has been the driving force for many Sarawakians. Now, that promise is taking concrete shape. Imagine 185,000 new high-skilled jobs highlighted during the May 2025 Sarawak Legislative Assembly sitting. This is more than a statistic, it's a generation of young Sarawakians who can build their careers and their futures right here at home. This is the human side of the state's record 2024 revenue and its ambitious plans for the future.
We will not be only talking about GDP and economic strategies. We are exploring what this progress means for the people of Sarawak. We will meet some of the faces behind this incredible journey and discover how the government's vision of empowering progress is changing lives. One story at a time.
In addition to that, we will delve into the economic drivers behind this transformation, examining how Sarawak is leveraging its resources to not just navigate the future, but to define it. Yes, Dato. Sarawak has enacted the Environment Reduction of Greenhouse Gases Emission Bill and aims for net zero carbon emissions by 2050. Beyond carbon capture and storage CCUS and renewable energy, what specific strategies is your ministry implementing to foster a circular economy in Sarawak, particularly in waste management and resource recovery, to minimize waste generation across all sectors?
Okay, thank you, Devi, for the question. Actually, the Environment Reduction of Greenhouse Gases Emission Bill marks a pivotal moment for Sarawak. While decarbonization remains central, we recognize that climate action must also involve transforming how we produce and consume. To this end, our ministry is working on a circular economy roadmap for Sarawak. We are prioritizing sectors such as food, agriculture, construction, and plastics. Pilot programs in Kuching and Bintulu are already testing municipal solid waste separation at source and industrial symbiosis initiatives. We are also strengthening extended power responsibility (EPR) regulations to encourage product life cycle accountability and incentivizing businesses to adopt waste-to-resource technologies, including composting, biochar production, and also material recovery facilities. Sarawak's industrial-scale microalgae facility, C4 Sarawak, captures CO2, carbon dioxide, from the Sejingkat power plant to produce biomass for biofuels and downstream products, forming a circular carbon use model. Collaborations with Petronas and EDC Energy extend circular economy applications into renewable oils and algae crude oil research, but no formal statewide circular economy roadmap or EPR scheme is publicly referenced.
Yes, given Sarawak's significant forest cover and its role as a critical carbon sink, what concrete steps is the ministry taking to combat deforestation and promote sustainable forest management practices, especially in the context of expanding industries like palm oil and other resource extraction activities? And how will these efforts be monitored and enforced effectively?
Sarawak's forests are among our most valuable ecological and economic assets. Our forest cover currently stands at around 62%, and we are committed to maintaining this. We have adopted the sustainable forest management approach, which includes transitioning all long-term licensed areas to certified sustainable timber production under the Malaysian Timber Certification Scheme, MTCS, or its equivalent. To combat deforestation, we are intensifying satellite monitoring and digital enforcement through the forest monitoring using remote sensing FMRS system. Meanwhile, alternative income streams such as ecotourism, non-timber forest products, and also forest carbon credits are being developed through initiatives like the Forest Carbon Activity Plan. We are also collaborating closely with the oil palm sector to ensure compliance with the Malaysian Sustainable Palm Oil MSPO certification, which includes strict enforcement against illegal land clearing. Sarawak has gradually reduced its timber export quotas to 20% by 2018 and invested in plant cloning for sustainable timber species like Paulownia to reduce pressure on natural forests. Official sources do not publicly detail satellite enforcement systems or certified forest transitions. Civil society has flagged continued high risks of deforestation and challenges with indigenous land rights under the current legal frameworks.
Right. The Sustainable Sarawak Blueprint emphasizes inclusive development. How is your ministry ensuring that the benefits of Sarawak's green economic transition, including job creation and access to green technologies, are equitably distributed among all segments of society, particularly for rural communities and local small and medium enterprises SMEs?
The thing about the green economy, it must be a people-centered economy. The Sustainable Sarawak Blueprint places inclusivity at its core, and our ministry is operating through several mechanisms. We are embedding local hiring clauses into green project tenders, especially in rural infrastructure and also renewable energy projects. Our community-based renewable energy, CBRE, initiative is already bringing solar mini-grids and micro hydro systems to off-grid communities, coupled with skills training and maintenance jobs. For the small and medium industries, we are offering technical assistance and access to green financing under the Sarawak Green Investment Facility. And also a new green technology incubator is being established to nurture rural innovators and local enterprises working on climate-smart agriculture, eco-friendly products, and low-carbon technologies. The state strategy aims to foster Sarawak as a green innovation hub by 2030, emphasizing workforce development through university collaboration, scholarships, and technical training across clean energy and biotechnology sectors. Government support is visible in local high-tech projects such as the SMD Semiconductor Design Center and graphite processing facilities in Samalaju with implied benefits for local SMEs and employment.
Sarawak is exploring various innovative sustainable development projects such as microalgae cultivation for biofeedstock and sustainable aviation fuel. What is the long-term vision for these emerging green industries in Sarawak? And how will your ministry support research and development, attract international investment, and build local capacity to ensure their viability and contribution to Sarawak's sustainable future?
Sarawak views emerging sectors such as microalgae cultivation, sustainable aviation fuel (SAF), and biofeedstock not just as experiments, but as strategic pillars of our future green economy. These industries align with our vision to diversify beyond fossil fuels and to position Sarawak as a regional hub for bioeconomy innovation. Sarawak officially inaugurated its first industrial microalgae production facility in May 2023 in partnership with Chitose Group from Japan. Sarawak Energy, Sarawak Biodiversity Center, and funded by Japan's company called NEDO, positioning algae biofuel R&D as a strategic move towards sustainable aviation fuel and other value-added products. The state is also developing green hydrogen value chains, including graphite processing to support hydrogen-related chemical technology, and positioning itself as a clean energy innovation hub supported by the state initiatives to attract investments in hydrogen, biotech, CCUS, and also smart cities. Just as importantly, we are also prioritizing workforce development, new technical and vocational education and training, TVET programs in bioeconomy, green chemistry, and clean manufacturing are also being rolled out in collaboration with industry players. We believe this integrated approach, combining policy, investment, innovation, and capacity building, will ensure that Sarawak remains not just as a leader in sustainability, but a model for inclusive green development in the region.
In Sarawak, a bold vision for a green future is taking root, a future driven by renewable energy and sustainable industry. But the government here insists this transition cannot be a success unless it is also a story of its people, a story of inclusion. A promise made concrete just days earlier in the State Assembly. The Sarawak Biodiversity Center Amendment Bill, passed in May 2025, is a landmark piece of legislation. For Sarawak's 1.2 million indigenous people, partnership is built on respect for their rights and their role as the original custodians of the land. For decades, communities have fought to protect their ancestral forests from logging and mega projects. Now, a new approach is gaining ground, one that empowers communities to be at the forefront of conservation.
The UNIMAS faculty's engagement with Kampong Peros, leading to its inclusion in the Sarawak Delta Geopark and UNESCO evaluation. How can the principles and strategies employed in this initiative be scaled and replicated across other rural communities in Sarawak to foster and ensuring the long-term sustainability and economic resilience of these areas while preserving their unique culture and natural heritage?
Our engagement with Kampong Peros through the Sulam program is guided by a core belief that communities already possess a valuable knowledge, culture, and a deep connections to their natural environment. So our role is to facilitate, not to impose, to help them recognize this strength and explore how they can become the foundations to the sustainable development itself. We work closely with the community to highlight ecological and cultural significance of the area. Yeah, so this grassroots approach helped to support their inclusion in Sarawak Delta Geopark and align with the UNESCO evaluations criteria. A genuine community empowerment can contribute to both environmental and cultural recognitions at national and international levels. Okay, the first one, we can start with the community themselves. Okay, build trust, listen, co-create with them based on their natural, cultural, and social assets. All right. And second, work across sectors, meaning we facilitate collaborations between academia, government, and the private sector, but always with the community at the center. And also to support long-term resilience, so focus on education, training, and sustainable enterprise models also, so communities can grow without dependency. And by applying this principle, green development can be inclusive, protecting the environment, strengthening local identity, and creating new economic pathway that benefit current and future generations.
The three programs, design technology, cinema, and fine arts, are basically liaising and communicating with the youth representatives here. The development of each programs project, basically, it stems from an exchange of knowledge, whereby the design technology students, they would communicate for content, cinema would communicate for documentation purposes, and the fine arts students, like myself, would communicate for visual and cultural context in relation to the kampong. Our sulam definitely had an impact on the youth here after being able to showcase our expertise in different disciplinaries.
The Geopark Village Model and Community Empowerment recent reports highlight Kampong Peros in Krokong Bau as an exemplary community-based kampong geopark for the UNESCO evaluation. Beyond showcasing this single village, what specific frameworks is the Forest Department Sarawak as a focal agency for Sarawak Delta Geopark developing to ensure that all indigenous and local communities within the vast 3,112 square kilometre are not just participants, but primary beneficiaries of the geopark's establishment?
Kampong Peros hold the distinctions of being the first Geopark partner from the community category within the Sarawak Delta Geopark. So as a designated Kampong Geopark, the village has taken proactive steps to protect its natural environment and preserve its rich cultural heritage. This effort involves the active participation of all segments of the community, ensuring intergenerational knowledge, transfer and collective ownership of conservation initiatives. The community's dedications to environmental stewardship and cultural preservation has been creatively transformed into authentic geotourism products. These initiatives not only enhance the visitors' experience but also provide sustainable economic opportunities for the local populations. A UNESCO Global Geopark is more than a protected area. It is a living, working landscape that places people at its heart. Geopark provide a platform for local communities to develop sustainable tourism businesses, cultural preservation and pride, where Geopark celebrate both tangible and intangible heritage, and co-management and decision-making, where community representatives are encouraged to participate in Geopark governance structures, ensuring their voices are heard in decision-making processes regarding resource use, site management, and tourism planning. So various programs have been planned by the department and the working group on public awareness and community participation led by the resident office of Kuching for the Geopark communities. These include capacity building and education, through workshop, training, environmental educations. Geopark empower local people in knowledge and skill. These include Geopark Guide certification, hospitality training, small business management, enabling them to become active participants in conservation and tourism. UNESCO Global Geopark thrive when communities thrive, when they are empowered as stewards, storytellers, and beneficiaries of their own rich heritage.
It is actually a collaborative effort together with the UNIMAS student and also a Kampong Peros community, especially the youth. So there's a lot of program that we did, such as mural painting, where we participate the youth people, the communities, and also the students in making the mural painting. And for the documentary that we did, especially documentary filmmaking from the cinematography program, we have involved the youth as well. So hence, we have an effort to connect with the elders, to make a story, to preserve the history of the kampong. That is not only benefit the local community and also the youth in Kampong Peros, but it is also give benefits to the people who watch the documentary.
In Kampong Peros, there are like two business like entrepreneur, Puan Jueh and Puan Sina. So Puan Sina is more to Bidayo foods and Puan Jueh is more to Bidayo culture, Bidayo clothes and beads. So they make it business and young generation can inspire it and also continue this business. Because of the Sulam project, there's like continuous collaboration and there's one workshop, it's about smartphone photography where it teach youth to do the content. They can promote and make Kampong Peros sustainable.
Since Kampong Peros has been included in the Sarawak Delta Geopark, which is being evaluated by the UNESCO, Have you noticed any changes in how the environment, such as the river, forest, or local wildlife, is being managed? What are your hopes and concerns for the long-term health of your natural surroundings for future generations?
Sebagai Ketua Komuniti Kampung Peros, sejak kampung kami dimasukkan dalam Penilaian Sarawak Data Geopark oleh UNESCO, kami perasan ada lebih banyak perhatian diberi kepada penjagaan alam sekitar seperti sungai dan hutan. Kesadaran penduduk juga semakin meningkat. Kami berharap usaha ini diteruskan dengan sokongan semua pihak supaya alam sekitar kekal terpelihara untuk generasi akan datang. Kami juga mula menerima lawatan daripada pelbagai-bagai pihak yang memberi nasihat tentang pemeliharaan ataupun pemeliharaan alam sekitar. Pada masa yang sama, pengiktirafan membawa perasaan bangga kepada orang kampung. Ia juga mengingatkan kami bahawa Kampung Peros sebahagian kawasan yang penting di Sarawak.
We are very anxious to become Geopark partner, and once we are in there will be a lot of development, and of course Geopark will help us in the infra work, and I hope it's going very soon. And thank you.
Sebagai belia Kampung Peros, saya lihat peluang pelancongan dari Geopark ini boleh bantu kami pasarkan hasil tani dan produk tradisional seperti kraft tangan, buah-buahan seperti buah broti, buah telung asam, lagipun sayur-sayuran seperti selai. Saya harap ada pembangunan seperti ini, pusat informasi perawat atau gelai komuniti supaya kami boleh jana pendapatan tanpa tinggalkan cara hidup kampung.
Kami selaku komuniti akan memperagakan apa yang ada di Kampung Peros seperti sejarah, keunikan dan ekoturism, makanan dan handicraft yang kita nak tonjolkan kepada masyarakat umum. Saya menyerukan kepada belia-belia untuk melibatkan diri untuk meneruskan warisan dan tradisi yang ada di kampung ini untuk ketengahkan kepada pelancong-pelancong daripada luar.
Sebagai wakil wanita Kampung Peros, kami berharap peluang pelancongan ini dapat membantu memasarkan hasil pertanian dan kraft tangan kami. Kami ingin melihat pembangunan seperti pusat jualan komuniti atau program latihan keusahawanan yang boleh meningkatkan pendapatan tanpa mengganggu hidup tradisional kami. Dengan peluang kerjasama yang dengan pelbagai agensi dapat memperkasakan wanita Kampung Peros.
Sarawak's proactive stance on carbon capture is not new. The state has been laying down its own comprehensive legislation since as early as 2022. This includes the Sarawak Land Code Amendment, the Land Code Carbon Storage Rules 2022, and the Sarawak Forest Ordinance Amendment 2022, with Section 70 specifically recognizing forest carbon activities, including crucial measurement, reporting, and verification of carbon stocks. Sarawak's journey towards a low-carbon economy is well underway, built on a foundation of its own unique legislative strengths. This exemption from the federal CCUS bill is a testament to Sarawak's commitment to its environmental goals and its constitutional right to chart its own green path. Dr. Hamdan, beyond legislation, how is the Forest Department Sarawak ensuring that the economic benefits of carbon trading directly empower local and indigenous communities, particularly on NCR land?
Thank you, Remy. In Sarawak, we believe carbon trading must benefit everyone, especially our local and indigenous community who are steward of the lands. That's why, under our Forest Carbon Activity Guideline 2023, any carbon project on native customary right land must go through prior and informed consents to respect the community right from the start. We have developed revenue sharing mechanism ensure a fair portions of our carbon credit incomes goes back to the community for the village developments, livelihoods, and the capacity building. In our pilot project, under the Native Conservation Agreements, indigenous community receive performance-based incentive for protecting forests and enhancing carbon stocks. Also, we provide training in carbon monitoring and financial literacy. So this community don't just benefit, they lead. This is about real empowerment, not tokenism.
The Sabah Forest Reserve in Sarawak is actively involved in carbon capture initiatives through various reforestation and restoration efforts. Can you tell us what are the specific scientific and monitoring protocols the department is implementing to guarantee the long-term safety, permanence, and environmental integrity of these initiatives?
The Sabah Forest Reserve is one of our key sites where we are actively implementing carbon captures through reforestation and forest restorations. It's part of our broader strategy under the Greening Sarawak and 100 million tree planting campaigns, which support Sarawak goals to combat climate change and improve the quality of life for our people. At Sabah, we are not just planting trees, we are building a long-term system to ensure the forests can capture carbon effectively and remain healthy over time. We start with a baseline carbon stock assessment to know how much carbon is already in the area. Then we use modern tools like drones, satellite imaging, LiDAR, and GIS to monitor forest growth, tree health, and the land use changes. We also set up a permanent sample plot, which are basically fixed point in the forest where we regularly measure the tree growth, species diversities, and biomass. This helps us track how much carbon is being stored year by year. Crucially, we involve local community, including those with native customary rights near the area through community-based monitoring. This empowers them and ensure that the restoration efforts are inclusive and transparent. So it's not just about planting trees, it's about making sure they grow well, stay protected, and benefit both the environment and the people of Sarawak in the long terms.
Thank you, Dato. So, what are Sarawak's KPIs for forest restoration and plantations? And how do you deal with low carbon credit prices while ensuring biodiversity in reforested areas?
Under our post-COVID development strategy, PCDH 2030, Sarawak has set a bold target, 35 million trees by end of 2025. And as of today, we have already planted over 51 million trees. Secondly, 500,000 hectares of degraded land will be restored, combining assisted regenerations, native planting, and commercial forestry. We also targeting a 20% increase in forest carbon stock and improving our biodiversity index in a reforested zone. Now, we know carbon credit price can be low and unstable. To address this, Sarawak is focusing on a high-quality credit certified under CCB Plus and nature-based standard, which fetch a premium in voluntary market. We also exploring Article 6.2 under the Paris Agreement to secure sovereign buyer from Sarawak credits. To ensure biodiversity, we avoid monoculture plantation. Instead, we design ecological corridor, plant mix native species, and conduct wildlife monitoring using camera traps and DNA tools. For us, this isn't just about trees, it's about ecosystem, community, and a resilient green economy. Sarawak vision is clear: to balance economic growth with environmental responsibility through inclusive carbon initiative, science-based monitoring, and strategic restorations. We are building a greener, more equitable future for all.
Sarawak Metro's Kuching Urban Transportation System KUTS is a bold step towards a greener future. Project's backbone is the hydrogen-powered Autonomous Rapid Transit ART, a zero-emission vehicle that aims to decarbonize public transport and reduce Kuching's carbon footprint by 15% by 2030. This ART project serving as a model for green urban development, aligning with the state's broader vision of a high-income, sustainable society and demonstrates how visionary planning and technology can create a more connected and environmentally friendly city.
Looking beyond the initial launch, what is Sarawak Metro's long-term strategy for ensuring the KUTS system remains both financially sustainable and technologically relevant for decades to come? And how are you future-proofing the system against evolving technology and potential shifts in urban mobility, and while ensuring operational costs remain viable without an over-reliance on public subsidies?
To them, even ART is a new kind of animal. It's a different mode of public transport. Not to say that the ART that we are using, that we are implementing in Kuching under the KUTS project is using hydrogen. It is much more, I would say, since we also know that hydrogen is I believe you are all aware that hydrogen is the fuel of the future. So by having ART using hydrogen, actually, when we did the planning, when the Sarawak government did the planning, I would say 6 or 7 years ago, nearly a decade ago, Sarawak government already thinking of future-proofing. We, the Sarawak government, together with Sarawak Metro, we have taken 1 or 2 steps ahead in terms of future-proofing. And to avoid potential shift in urban mobility. Why I'm saying this is because we are actually having a new or future technology here today. In terms of future proving, we already have it here today, even though it is actually a future technology. And that's the reason why many of other, I would say, second tier, third tier cities in Malaysia and also within this region are also interested in having ART at their cities. A very good example, the EART, right, in Johor Bahru. Johor are looking into it, whereby it may become the feeder to their RTS system, connecting Johor Bahru to Singapore, right? So people are already looking into this, and they are much more interested in using ART rather than using LRT or MRT, which is much more costly. When you're talking about shifting of other mode of transport by having ART instead of LRT, MRT, especially at the second tier and third tier city. Because why do you want to have a public transport solution which is expensive, which did not match the needs of the second tier and third tier city? So to answer the question, we are already here. The future technology, the future transport, already here in Kuching. That's the beauty of ART. Not only ART, but now we are talking about using hydrogen, when it is the fuel of the future. So as the base, we are actually thinking about the future by bringing the future technology here today. That's one thing. Just the beauty of ART using hydrogen.
The atmosphere is charged with ideas, passion, and energy of a generation poised to inherit the future. This was the scene at the Rainforest Youth Summit 2025, where hundreds of young leaders gathered not just to discuss climate change, but to actively shape the response to it. The future belongs to the next generation, and the youth are involved from the ground up in building Sarawak's green revolution. It is about ensuring the architects of tomorrow are at the drawing board today, creating a sustainable and prosperous legacy for Sarawak. The youth of today are key drivers of the state's ambitious post-COVID-19 Development Strategy 2030 and Sustainability Blueprint. Through platforms like RAISE and the Angkatan Zaman Mansang Young Souls, young voices become an integral part of the policy-making process.
Tuan Ali,
Selain daripada kempen kesedaran umum, apakah kemahiran dan platform khusus yang paling penting menurut Azam Young Souls dalam menukarkan minat belia terhadap kelestarian kepada kerjaya dan perusahaan ekonomi hijau yang nyata di Sarawak?
Terima kasih Dewi. Di Azam kami percaya bahawa untuk mengubah minat belia terhadap kelestarian kepada kerjaya mampan dalam ekonomi hijau, dua perkara utama perlu disediakan, iaitu kemahiran praktikal dan platform sokongan yang kukuh. Melalui inisiatif Azam Young Soul ataupun AYS, kami memberi tumpuan kepada pembangunan pelbagai kemahiran penting yang berorientasikan masa hadapan yang mampu menyokong transformasi ini, antaranya kemahiran kepimpinan dengan membina keupayaan belia untuk memimpin inisiatif dan projek kelestarian di peringkat komuniti dan negeri. Ini dilaksanakan melalui kerjasama strategik dengan pelbagai agensi berkaitan, termasuk program seperti Youth Exchange Program bersama NREB. Yang kedua ialah kemahiran inovasi sosial dan kerusahaan hijau, melatih mereka dalam membangunkan projek lestari yang berpotensi menjadi peluang perniagaan dan sosial, disokong melalui platform seperti AYS Toastmasters Club. Yang ketiga ialah kemahiran teknologi hijau, termasuk dalam bidang pertanian pintar, tenaga boleh diperbarui, dan pengurusan sisa lestari. Beberapa program dilaksanakan bersama pihak berkuasa tempatan untuk mendedahkan belia kepada aspek teknikal ini. Yang keempat, kemahiran komunikasi strategik dan advokasi alam sekitar supaya mereka mampu menyampaikan mesej perubahan dan mendidik masyarakat secara berkesan, sekaligus memberi impak dalam perbincangan dasar. Yang kelima ialah kemahiran digital dan multimedia bagi membolehkan mereka menghasilkan kandungan kreatif seperti video, grafik, media sosial dan kempen digital yang efektif dan relevan. Kami di Azam juga turut menyokong pembangunan belia melalui pelbagai bentuk latihan seperti bootcamp, bengkel teknikal, sesi lapangan serta bimbingan dalam kepimpinan komuniti. AYS juga menjalinkan kerjasama strategik dengan organisasi seperti Eco Warriors Malaysia dan kini sedang melakar sejarah baru melalui kolaborasi antarabangsa bersama Singapore Youth Voices for Biodiversity SYVB, iaitu satu pencapaian yang membuktikan potensi belia Sarawak untuk bersaing dan berkolaborasi di peringkat global dalam isu kelestarian.
Bagaimanakah organisasi anda memastikan belia dari komuniti luar bandar dan pedalaman bukan sekadar peserta tetapi menjadi pemimpin dan inovator dalam revolusi hijau serta memastikan pengetahuan tradisional mereka yang unik digabungkan dengan amalan kelestarian moden?
Pendekatan Azam Sarawak melalui AYS adalah inklusif dan menyeluruh. Di Azam kami percaya bahawa untuk mencipta perubahan yang mampan, suara dan penglibatan belia dari luar bandar dan pendalaman perlu dikedekahkan bukan hanya sebagai peserta tapi sebagai pemimpin dan inovator. Justru itu, kami melatih dan memperkasakan ahli AYS dari pelbagai latar belakang termasuk belia di luar bandar, komuniti adat supaya mereka dapat menjadi fasilitator tempatan, jurucakap komuniti dan pencetus projek berdasarkan konteks sebenar komuniti mereka. Sebagai contoh, selepas menyertai latihan dan program pertukaran antarabangsa seperti di Bandung, para peserta AYS membawa balik pengalaman tersebut dan mengaplikasikan dalam bentuk projek komuniti serta perkongsian ilmu. Ini merupakan aliran give back to the community yang menjadi prinsip trust AYS. Melalui program seperti Building Inclusive Communities, BIC, kami menggabungkan belia daripada pelbagai latar belakang, termasuk mereka yang aktif dalam pemeliharaan alam sekitar. Program ini bukan sahaja memperkasakan mereka, tetapi turut memberi impak positif kepada kawasan yang mereka wakili.
As we draw to a close, let's reflect on the profound journey Sarawak is embarking upon, a journey not just of progress, but of purpose. We have explored how this vibrant land is forging a bold new path, one where sustainable growth isn't merely a concept, but the very cornerstone of its future.
And crucially, At the very heart of this transformative journey lies the deep commitment to empowering local communities. Sarawak's roadmap to inclusive green development ensures that no one is left behind.
From creating green jobs to fostering local entrepreneurship, this approach ensures that the benefits of sustainable development are shared equitably, strengthening the social fabric of our society.
As we conclude, let this not be just an end to our discussions, but a beginning. A call to action for each and every one of us. Sarawak's future, its green horizon, rests on our collective shoulders. Let us be active Sarawakians, engaging with these initiatives, embracing sustainable practices in our daily lives, and championing the efforts of our government and communities.